Hey guys, Tank here. Welcome to another RC Talk. And tonight we're going to talk about what's on your bench. I just want to chit chat with you guys. It's been a little bit. And just chit chat about what's on the bench. Could be quads, could be boats, could be anything. Small size RC, big RCs. If you have a big bench, you can always work on the 1/5 scale or even bigger. So, anyways, come on board. The link is on my Google Plus and on the link of this Hangout, the original link which is on my page. Anyways, we have Captain and Ethan with us right now. So I'll bring their microphone back up and I'll stop presenting so people can start talking. Like that, you won't have to hear me anymore.
Now I can hear someone else. Or really talk to someone else.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
It looks like I'm the only one with a camera right now.
Yeah.
And today, real quick, I'm just gonna work on this guy. I have to resolder the motor on this guy. One of the lead came off, so I'm gonna resolder the lead. I have to swap the tires on my police Stampede. And I also want to swap the motor on my SCX10. So let's see how it goes tonight. And what about you, Cappy? What are you going to be doing? What's on your bench?
Um. Well, the Cappy Crawler is for people who don't know, and mainly talking to the audience who might be watching this.
Your
It's a
video is
pretty
not there,
short.
right?
What?
Your video is not there.
Well, yeah, I know, but that's because I'm using my
Oh,
phone
okay,
and
okay.
I've already.
I just want to make sure.
It's a pretty horrible camera, but I'm just gonna describe it because really that's in a box right now, and I'm waiting till I can get some parts for it. But anyways, um, it's I'm pretty much taking the well, it's okay. I'm gonna think it out first. All right. Okay. So basically, what I'm doing is I'm taking the width of the entire chassis. Well, in between the two horizontal plates, and I'm pretty much plates, and just widening that so that I can fit a motor in there that's not designed to go into there. And I'm also going to replace the transmission and more than likely the drive shafts while I'm at it, so that way I can get some good power to it without having to worrying about breaking anything. Goodness. And that's a lot of stuff that I have to do. Well, not stuff that I have to do, but a lot of parts that I have to fabricate. Ugh.
And I haven't been in looking at a lot of your Google Plus or YouTube. Have you finished you were working on another body, I think, a little while back, or just playing around. Did you ever finish that other body?
For the for the Cappy Crawler.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got that. It is
Okay.
very very cool looking. If you can go onto my Google Plus page and sift around on there, well, hang on, I can go there right now. All right, well, I'm gonna get off and then I'm gonna go back on there and see if it's anywhere, or I'll go
No
ahead
problem.
and share it with you so that you can, because I know that you can screen share on the
That is correct.
Hangout. Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna get right off and share it with you.
I'm warming up my butane. Some odd reason, the more I work, the less room I have. Maybe I should clean up after myself. Nah. These little things are great to keep your truck on an angle. They're big. They actually work pretty good to keep it up on an angle. just like a real garage, it keeps the truck up. Then I can solder. First time I had my Wraith, it was ready to run, and I got it, and I got it off the guy, so it was already pre-built. But I had to work at the motor or work at the transmission. I had to do something, and I did not know how to get to the motor. So I started taking the top off, trying to access it through the interior. And then after taking out, I think it was 15 screws, I said, it must be an easier way. It must be an easier way. So then I decided to open up the manual. And then I noticed that if you take 4 screws on each side on the bottom, the skid plate comes down, and you can actually work on your motor. So the moral of the story is read the instruction. Even though it's ready to run, you can still find the instruction online. And Cappy is looking to share his screen. I know a lot of guys are going to jump in here. So hopefully they'll be on board soon, so we can have a good chit chat of what's going on. So my son was very happy. He got a new ESC in here, and the ESC actually had it had drag brake. So he started playing with it. Maybe I should use needle nose pliers on this to hold the wire and not my finger. More lighting is required. Growing old sucks. You see this? Definitely need more lighting. So this is going to be a very long RC talk. You're going to hear me talk all night for 2 hours. For 2 hours, I'm going to sit here and talk about wheels, talk about the other wheel, and then we'll come back and talk about this wheel again. And then I'll take it off and I'll put it back on. And then I'll take it off and I'll put it back on. Or you can just rewind the video and come back up and come back in. Like that, you can see it better. Then you get a light. Much better. Now I can see my wire. Now I can see what I've been doing wrong. You guys can't yet, because the only thing you're seeing is big reflection on tires. So what do you guys use? And I know you can't reply to me, but if you could put it in the comments, what kind of soldering iron do you actually use? I like my butane one. It gets really hot. Mind you, that's a Portasol. It's worth $100 and something. My boss paid for it. I use it for work and for here. There we go. One truck fixed. Well, almost fixed. Now I got to put it back together. Hopefully it's going to be good for this Sunday. This Sunday, GCM is having an event, and it's a call to crawl. And we're going to be going with a bunch of guys, and it's basically class 1 and class 2s. Class 3 can actually come also, but it might be a little boring for them. But I get my son to drive this one, or he might drive his Jeep. I don't know yet. The new Army Jeep I made for him. So we'll see what he's going to be driving. And we have Cappy that's back to save the day. People won't hear me talk all the time.
Yeah. Okay, so I searched around for it, and for some reason I couldn't find all the photos. Must have gotten deleted somehow. And I tried to check on my channel page, or not my channel page, but I checked on my profile, but I couldn't find any photo-related posts there. So I tried to check on Team Integrity, but for some reason Team Integrity won't show up on anywhere. So I'm not really sure if that's some sort of just glitch or if something might have happened. I don't know. But anyways, I did get some photos shared with you. There are a few mud photos, few pics of the body, and just pictures of it in general.
Cool.
Not many, but there are a few.
And yes, I do not use a drill. I'm old-fashioned. And plus, I'm drilling on plastic, so it's pretty easy to screw them back in there. Mind you, when the truck is brand new and you're building a kit and you're trying to screw these screw into the plastic, then it's a little tougher because they've never been drilled before. But one thing you have to be careful about when you're drilling in plastic for the first time, as you screw in, you're actually making the thread and you're actually warming up the plastic. So as you get close to the end, the plastic inside is getting warmer. You can't tell, but it is getting warmer, which means it's softer. So when you get close to the end, don't squeeze it too tight, even though it's plastic, because you're just going to strip it.
Yeah, and that's what happened with a few parts of mine. I lost some very important screws once.
Yeah.
Hopefully I have them again. I used to not use a drill, but now I have like a small cordless drill. It's not really a drill, but it's just more of like it's just an electric screwdriver when it comes down to it. It's not very powerful. But I can actually use it, I can lock it and then use it as a normal screwdriver.
And sometimes it gets hard to work on the truck and actually position it for the camera.
Yeah.
Especially when you do something online. And I made this RC talk a little later, about an hour later, to try to get the other people that get home later, or because there's a hockey game on and people want to watch their hockey instead of being here talking to me.
Well, it doesn't sound like you're a very popular guy when it comes to hockey.
Tony left a comment. He says he's got to watch the game before coming on.
So it's really funny.
Wait,
what? Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say maybe I should have told people I'm going to put the game on and have it right here for them to actually watch the game while I'm working.
Yeah,
would have been
fun. We'd all get distracted.
That's true. But you could all be cheerleaders and cheer every time somebody makes a goal.
No thanks.
My team's not in there this year, so they're actually playing golf right now because a golf course is actually opened. Mind you, they make money so they can go where golf courses are open year round.
Yeah. So, anyways, what I was gonna say is that it's funny because I use Scalar tires on my short course truck.
Okay. Well, what short course truck do you have?
The ECX Torment. It's I kind of find it super fast, like 60, 70 mile an hour, RC vehicles to be just a bit too fast. I mean, you can have.
That's the 110?
Yeah.
Okay. They must have different carriers or different wheels than the Traxxas. Because I know for a fact the Traxxas, the inner wheel is much bigger than the outer, so you can't put regular rims on them.
No. But yeah, its parts are somewhat compatible with the Slash. But I find 60-mile-an-hour trucks to be a little bit too fast because I rate enough parts as I rate enough parts as it is at 25 miles an hour. But that's because it's not built to do some stuff, but definitely now. But anyways, the Scalar tires give it pretty much the ability to go super crazy off-road awesomeness, and but the sacrifice, it's horrible with on-road.
Okay.
Super crazy off-road awesomeness, and but sacrifice, it's horrible with on-road.
Okay. Your audio is really bad there, Tony. I don't know if we're coming back to it or something. I'm hearing a very weird sound coming from your side. Oh, that's your water pump.
That solved the problem.
Yeah.
Well, that also created another problem. How's Tony gonna talk?
Oh, he's gonna fix his audio issue there.
Yeah.
He's in his garage. See, when I got this Axial Wraith, everybody was cutting the back off of it and putting a link here and making it convertible at the back or whatever. So I decided to keep mine original, and now mine is different than everybody else's because everybody else went the other way. So mine is different now. Cool.
Wait a minute, what?
What?
Okay, so what's the hack that you're doing?
Or okay,
everyone else is doing?
Some people, what they do is they take the top off and they cut it right here.
Mm-hmm.
And then they take the cage, they cut it off here.
Yeah.
And then they take a link, and they put a link just to reinforce here because it's too loose. So they reinforce here, but it makes it look like a 45, and it really opens it up. It really makes it look kind of neat. But everybody's doing that. But I decided to keep it this way, like that. Mine is different than everybody else's. So
Now
everybody
there's-
did that to be different, but now I kept mine the same, so I'm the one that's different than everybody else.
Yeah, yours doesn't look like a Wraith anymore.
If I ever get a Wraith, it won't be a Wraith anymore.
I know.
You won't be able to tell because everyone's gonna do something else with theirs, and mine's gonna be like completely different.
Oh,
like
you
what I-
sh
It's like
Wait.
done with crappy
in about a month or in a couple weeks, you're going to see this thing is going to be really cool and really transformed. And I was talking to Sebastien, and I showed him real quick, and he goes, yeah, let's do it. So this thing, and I've seen one picture of it one time when the Wraith first come out, somebody did it, but I never seen anybody else do it, and I tried to find pictures of it last week, and I couldn't. But I'm going to do it again with this guy. It's going to be kind of cool. You guys are going to see it. It's neat. I'm keeping it a surprise.
So what was it?
I'm keeping it a surprise.
Oh,
I like surprises.
no. I hate you.
Just like my rat rod. My rat rod, I'm shipping it out tomorrow. I was supposed to ship it today, but I'm looking for my front bumper. Can't find it.
Who's it going
Why are
to?
you?
I'm keeping that a
shipping it out
secret
to?
too.
Does the person that's getting it know?
Yes, the person knows that he's getting it, yes.
Okay.
I'm starting to hate you.
Because it's going to be transformed. There's a lot of things going to be changed on that rat rod, which I'm not even aware of. So
Oh, they're gonna do some work on it.
yes,
Okay.
They're gonna send it back to you when they're done.
yes.
Oh, so
Okay,
you're not
now
fully
I
getting
get
rid of
it. Now I get it. That's all you had to say.
I was gonna say I couldn't imagine you completely parting with it. There was
Yeah, me
there was a bit of secrecy there that was veiled, and I'm like, something's going on here.
So
I had to
my
do
favorite
wire on
thing
this.
to do
The
with
wire
the truck,
motor
like,
came off.
Wait, what?
Oh shoot.
But anyways, my favorite thing to do with just a completely stock truck, like mostly it's a scaler. I haven't really done anything custom with my short course truck except for change tires. But what I mostly like to do is like to take it and replace all the parts with like just stuff.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's like by the time I'm done with customizing my Red Cat Everest 16, the only way you would ever be able to tell that it was a that it was a Red Cat Everest 16 was by the side plates, the axles, the differentials, and let's see, like a few minute parts. But just by looking at it, no, you wouldn't actually be able to know that it was a Red Cat Everest 16. Because there's, like thousands, I mean, not like thousands, but all the stealing of design they have nowadays in the smaller vehicles. Because I found that the ECX Temper is a practical copy of the Red Cat Everest 16. Either that or it's vice versa.
There, Tony. How's this look? There.
What have you done?
What do you mean? What have I done?
What's even funnier, it's a police car.
Yeah. Oh no, we have Brett that just came in. Thank you for coming in, Brett.
Hey, how are you?
Doing good.
Good, good.
So you coming down on next Sunday? This Sunday, I mean?
This Sunday? Why, what's this Sunday?
Well, Chris is having an event.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
It's his call to crawl, and he's starting that. There's going to be pretty much one event all summer per month throughout the area of the Ottawa area. There's going to be some near Toronto. There's going to be a whole bunch of different ones. And every time you come, and it's for Class 1, Class 2, every time you come, it's going to be kind of tough. You need a winch, he said. So he told me by phone yesterday.
I don't need a winch.
So need a winch or a friend, or multiple friends try to pull you up. But to actually come and you get points. And the winner at the end of the summer that has the most point is actually going to win a GCM truck.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
I think I knew about some of this.
Oh.
I don't know if I can
could come to events and stuff like this. But can I? No. I cannot.
And he's actually going to make one. He's actually going to make one at my house near the end of the summer. They're going to have an event at my house.
Oh, that's awesome.
Now, is that typical to do it over a series of competitions like that? I know they do it with like racing. They do like point series. Is that typical for?
No.
No, it's not. He's trying it this year just to see how it's going to go.
Okay.
but usually it is not a point series. It's just that he wants to try something different.
Yeah, it's cool.
That's how we are Canadian. We like different things.
Good for you guys. That's a great idea. Getting people out multiple times. It encourages you to come back to the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah, if the point system gets all screwed up and like they lose all the records or something, just send like everyone one piece of the truck. You know, like one person gets a screw, maybe one person gets half an axle. You know, it'd work out.
Yeah. Well, one thing I'm not. Well, to me, the way he's doing it for the points and all that, like if you get a driver with full legs, you get more points. If you get a guy that's half leg, you get points, just like you would be in surfer rules. So you get points for your truck, but you're also going to get points for the run that you're going to do. So like another point I think he's going to have is if your wheels are inside your wheel wells, you get extra point. But if they actually stick out just a quarter inch, well, you don't get those points. So the people with smaller tires are going to get more points, but it's going to be a little harder on the hills.
What if you extend your wheel wells?
Or you extend your wheel wells, yeah. That's what he mentioned, that some people are going to get creative in the sense of they're going to make bigger wheel wells or whatever.
But what about the guys who have really short wheelbases?
That's okay. Then they won't do as good on the hill. Because the longer wheelbase is going to be better for you on the hill. Shorter wheelbase is going to be good crawling on rocks.
Shouldn't they get like an extra point? Because I know if I had like a short wheelbase, which I kind of do, I would want an extra point. You know, it's not necessarily fair.
How did I get all that much of grass into my axle? Look at that. Look at that. How much grass there's there.
I'm pulling some out of mine right now, too. I lost my license plate.
What's the weather up there right now? Is it fairly warm up there during the day?
Yes, it is. We're in the 16s today. And this weekend here, it's supposed to be around 8. So it won't be hot, but it won't be cold. It's going to be just, I find, perfect to spend the day outside.
Yeah, this weekend might be tough, but I'll see if I can do it.
Me, I know I'm probably not going to win the point system, so I'm going there for fun, and I'm going there with my little guy. And I'm basically going there just because he likes it, and heck, I like it too.
Yeah, I'm not going for points, but...
Yeah. And it's to meet the people too. I find one of the greatest thing about this hobby is the people you meet. Everybody's willing to help you, and if your truck breaks, if they have a spare one, they'll just hand it to you.
That's cool.
Yeah, you know, that kind of reminds me of one of an RC Sparks episode of like one of their contests. Someone said, I think it was Medic who said it, but he said, I think there's enough parts here to build an entire truck.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, if don't worry about breaking parts.
Your truck needs a good cleaning, that's for sure. It's been there on the shelf waiting.
Yeah, he almost was worse as Chris at GCM when he did his winch test. Got the truck off the hook and it was still layered with mud.
Oh yeah? Yeah, I haven't cleaned it since I went camping with it and had it in the rivers and the mud and...
Yeah, I'm guilty of that too. It usually gets clean on my bench, because see, on the bench right now it's full of dust, it's full of... Usually
stuff just falls off as you work on something else.
Yep. Wipe it off later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No time. So
I see he had fun with in the water the other day with this guy.
Yeah. Did you ever fix it?
Fix what?
The motor? Didn't your motor die on you?
No, I'm actually going to try to fix it tonight. I got a Holmes Hobby motor I'm going to throw in there. That was my my SCX10. But when I made this this video with Sebastien with the police car, and I posted it, and Proline actually put it on all their media. It was kind of cool.
Yeah, I saw that. It was really cool.
But after Sebastien drove the truck last weekend, because I noticed every time he was going in the water, he was slowing down and actually dying. But I showed him last weekend how to actually hydroplane. So I was really gutting it, and then I didn't let go, and he looked at it and go, wow, that's cool. So he actually tried it this Sunday with this guy to hydroplane, and he did pretty good.
You get more and more into it as he gets older?
Yeah, this year it started slow, but it seems like when I'm taking something out and I'm trying something, he's more into, okay, oh yeah, that looks cool, I'm going to try that. But I find this year he's trying to go a little too fast. I got to slow him down a little bit. Just like when I did his Jeep, his military Jeep, and we went to the interior course that they have here. It's really tough. And he doesn't know how to use drag brake yet. He's used with his Wraith and just in a trail going down a rock or whatever, slowing down. But over there, it's really steep. So he started going down, but then he hit the brake, and then he kind of flipped down. So I got to sit down with him and take my time and actually put my truck aside and go with him and actually teach him how to rock, how to use his drag brake and how to slow down and make sure he uses drag brakes. It's a completely different driving.
Yeah.
A controllable drag brake, or is it only on-off?
That one on his ESC, it's either on or off, and right now I turned it on. On my truck, it's I can set it at a certain percentage. On his, it's either on or off.
So, lucky for me, I don't have to adjust when I go back, when I use the Cappy Crawler again, because my short course truck has no brakes, no reverse whatsoever. It's just something with the ESC. For some reason, it does get the signal from the remote, and there is, I'm assuming that it's trying to get power to the motor, it's just that for some reason it can't.
Okay.
And it's not that bad. It slows down. It'll come after going full throttle. It'll come down to a complete stop like pretty soon, but not like in a few feet. You know, it sucks because I can't reverse. Whenever I'm stuck, I have to like, walk out there, get it, and start again. Which really sucks because you know you might be able to use the reverse to get yourself, like, flip yourself over. I mean, I can't do that with my truck, obviously, because the tires don't have enough mass in them. But you can, like, reverse and then pull throttle forwards and then flip it over. Hopefully, you know. Since I don't have reverse, I can do that, or at least attempt to do that. I don't have any control over the hang on, let me think about it. Oh yeah, flights, maybe I should say.
Cool. So you got to get yourself a better ESC so you can have reverse.
Well,
Hey, we have Dave
the
Martin
ESC
that
I
just
have
showed
now
up.
is fine.
What's going on, everybody?
Hey.
We're getting some old timers back on. Dave, it's been a while. Well, you were on the last one, but that was at night. Tony's on. Can tell winter's done with, and people are getting out of their hibernation.
Which just seems odd. It seems backwards. Like you could sit inside in winter ready to do anything.
Yeah. What are you doing to those tires?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm just using a toothbrush to get in there and get some mud out.
Why? Leave that in there. Gives your truck characters.
gotta get it clean every once in a while. I get ragged on by Rich, 2RC Productions, for how dirty my trucks are. They're always like spotless.
Well, this thing, and I reposted my video this week, and this thing, because the rims actually have a hole, and when you play in water, they get full of foams, and it's got really, really soft foam. So this thing wobbled like crazy. It was just crazy. So what I did is I took a little drill bit, and I went right in the just at the tip, or not at the tip, but right at the edge here inside. And I did a hole. So I did 4 holes in this thing. And then it was so cool. As I was driving it, you could see a streak of water coming out because of the centrifuge of this thing. And ever since this, I got full control of this. I go in the water, I don't, and the tire just cleans the water out automatically. It's really neat.
Yeah, self-cleaning tires, the wonders of the world.
Yep. Gravity Gravity and momentum. Really cool thing.
No. Inertia and
Centrifugal force.
yeah, that's what centrifugal force is caused by inertia. When you move something, when you turn something, so weird. You move something forward and you turn it, it'll want to keep going forward. But if you move it in a circle, it'll want to go outwards because it's wanting to stay in the same direction that it was going. The way I think of it.
The one I know is that trucks going fast slams into trees, stops. That's kind of my working model.
It stops your inertia from going anywhere when you hit a tree?
Forward momentum stops immediately.
Another truck then.
Oh yeah, anyone want to know how much force is released when an X-Max hits a brick wall at maximum speed?
No, but I want to see what it looks like when it's done.
Well, now we know what happens with an X-Max when it falls 100 feet in the air.
Hang on, let me calculate that in a second.
Man, guys, I found some killer builder on Instagram today.
Oh, yeah?
I was going to search for something, I don't even remember what, but at the top it says, "You may like this," and it had a guy airbrushing flames onto this like old Chevy truck body, and it looked super sick. So I clicked on it to see who it was and what. Some guy over in South Korea. But he also makes like scale figures. He's got a picture of himself, and then he built a scale figure that looks just like it. I mean, the detail is insane. But he builds, I guess, these models. And then I started going through all of his stuff, and he's got some really cool builds. Kwon.in.
Yeah, I'm not gonna remember that.
HEUNGKWON.AN. But let's go and just find and get this to focus on the picture of him and his driver that he's created. Even had like, so he's smoking a cigarette, and so it even had like smoke coming up off the figure. It was so.
That is just. So
Which, just a minute, I'll put you on I'll present you in a second there. Okay.
So yeah, so that's his photo and the little guy he's created.
Cool.
And but I mean, he also just had some really killer builds that he was doing. But yeah.
Nice.
So I subbed to him. I actually sent him a note and asked if he sells any of them or if he gets permission to make any of them.
I'm sure he builds them for other people.
Yeah, I'd love to have him build one. So it looks really cool. Or even the figures would be really cool to get like a custom driver.
there's this one video of an X-Max on YouTube. Someone put, I think it was like 12S in it, and
12S?
yeah, I think it was that. But they made it go 60 miles an hour on that, and that was kind of a stupid idea. There was a really hard metal surface, and the guy didn't manage to avoid it. Right. So when he hit it, it was like explosive. I swear. I really couldn't move. It was pretty.
Seen 8S destruction, but I haven't seen it. Can't imagine.
Brett, you keep your eyes on the road, eh? Not on the phone.
I'm keeping my eyes on the road. I'm good.
Good day, everybody.
Hey, Randy.
Hey, Brett.
Wait, you guys know each other?
No, not at all.
No, I have no idea who this Randy Stretcher Pilates is.
I'm waiting for my iron to get hot.
Mr. Dave, so hello. CCRR. Captain somebody.
Go ahead.
CCRX his name is Tony.
How's it going?
Tony's.
Pretty good.
He's a video guy. He does television and web series and a whole bunch of different stuff.
All right.
He gets all the cool toys to play with.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out the
Actually-
RPG game, but
He actually did a race in his backyard. He did a race in his backyard in 360. So you can actually take the camera and flip around and watch anywhere you want while he's racing. It's kind of cool.
Well, I don't really like those videos because they're kind of hard to. If you don't have like a VR headset or like for some reason I couldn't get it to work on my phone, but it was like really hard to keep track of on like a computer.
yeah.
I don't really like them honestly. I mean, I think they're cool, but they're hard to do it.
It's very limited audience deal. But it's kind of neat.
Yeah, I will say that.
There, my truck can't work anymore. I have no motors, no wires going to the motor anymore. It's been so long I didn't take my SCX apart. I don't even remember how to take the motor off.
So when an X-Max hits a brick wall at its maximum speed, which is 30 miles an hour,
Yeah. What happens to it?
600 foot-pounds of force.
My question is, how is the wall?
Well, assuming that all of the force went into the X-Max, you wouldn't have an X-Max for a while unless you were a rich man.
So, the moral of this story is, don't crash into a brick wall.
With an X-Max, because it weighs 20 pounds and it goes 30 miles an hour. And if you make it go 60 miles an hour, you'll get 120 at that. 1,200 pounds of force released. Not pretty.
Again, don't hit a brick wall.
Pretty much the gist of it. It just happens to be there. The person, the one video that I mentioned earlier about the guy hitting a metal grate, the X-Max going at 60 miles an hour, he was lucky that it was metal, because metal will absorb part of it by, vibrating when it hits it. But brick won't exactly do that. I have no concrete, but still.
You home, Brett?
I am home.
Yay! I feel better that you're home.
Me too.
Did you go buy beer?
I don't drink, so that
Oh.
would be useless.
That would be useless, yeah. Did you go buy pop and chips?
No, about nothing. I'm coming home from work.
Oh, gee, you were late. I thought you were retired.
Oh, soon.
It's just like me, I'm not retired. And everybody's saying sometimes, it goes, well, how come it takes you so long to do a video or to do editing and things like that? Well, that's because I work from 8:30 and I get home around 6, and then I got to take care of Sebastien. I got to eat. I got to, like, there's not a lot of time in the day. Then you got to go to bed.
Just keep sleeping. That's what I do. It's overrated.
Sleeping is overrated?
Yeah.
You must be some sort of like super or something. I need at least
Well,
8 hours of sleep every night. That's not even. I still wake up probably.
to tell you the truth, I've been really bad since Christmas. Because Sebastien got a game for the PS3, and I've been playing it every night since Christmas, and I've been staying up till early mornings.
Yeah, you go to bed really, really, really early in the morning.
My wife came down one time, and she goes, "What are you doing? Aren't you going to come to bed?" And I go, yes, I am. So I'm coming upstairs to go to bed, and I go to her, "Aren't you going to bed?" She goes, "No, I'm getting up to go to work."
Oops.
That's when I looked at the time and I noticed, shit, it's 4 a.m.
Hey, Brett,
Yeah.
just sent you a picture on Facebook.
Yeah, I'm just opening up my laptop.
Oh yeah, speaking of pictures, Hank,
What?
I did send you the pictures of the body.
Okay.
Or you
Yeah,
know,
my hands are kind of full right now, and I'm not looking, but I will look at it later when I get off air.
oh yeah.
What are you working on, Tank?
I'm doing the lazy part. I'm trying to take my motor off without taking anything else. So I'm using a small little Allen key because I don't want to take the battery holder or actually drop my motor to actually take the motor out. So I'm trying to do it the lazy way.
Always takes 2 times as long, Tank. Always.
That's what I'm wondering right now.
By doing the lazy way, you always do it the hard way.
Nobody wins when you do it the lazy way.
It probably is going to take me 2 times as long.
Have you had a chance to take the dual motor set out, Tony?
Yeah.
How do you like it so far?
Oh, I love it.
Yes, indeed.
Everyone keeps saying, "Oh, it's going to be heavier on one side," but I mean, it's pretty much centered.
Yeah.
So it doesn't seem to lean at all, and it doesn't. It's not any more top heavy because they've sunk it down there pretty far. So no, it's pretty slick.
Yeah.
I love being able to keep the 27 turn motors because I like the speed of a 27 turn, and but I also get enough power to be able to climb up things and get out of the rocks if my tires kind of get stuck.
Yeah.
And just power out, yeah. It basically wants to rip the tires off the rims, but
Yeah, it's plenty.
keep spinning, man.
So I have a method for keeping it from leaning.
Okay.
Well, you'd have to have a custom, transmission. So, basically, picture a transmission going from axle to axle, or that connecting to axle to axle. Well, let's say one drive shaft rotates clockwise while the other drive shaft rotates counterclockwise. That way, instead of rolling to one way, it can't roll either way because both forces are canceling each other out.
I don't follow.
But then your rear gearing would also have to be reversed from the front.
That's the reason why you'd have to have a custom transmission. And while you're at it, an axle that can that will allow you to put the what is it called? Hang on, for some reason I can't remember the name of it. The differential, yeah. And that probably still doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, you're talking more about torque twist than anything.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
But speaking of transmissions, is anybody running a dual transmission on theirs?
Nope. I know Chris from GCM, his mud truck was a dual transmission because he had an SCX10 transmission and also a RC four-wheel drive transmission attached to it, so he was actually having two transmissions.
Was he switching between them or running them at the same time?
Running at the same time.
Okay.
And in mine, I have dig in mine, and my dig is I can set it as either on, in the middle it would be freewheel, and at the other end it's locked. But on my controller, on my DS4, I can't figure out how to do the middle part. So I know how to either turn it on or turn it off, but I haven't figured yet how to set it up in the center. Other than using a trim, but that takes too long. So
Matt's
I'm
really gonna
dig on or off.
I've just seen some of the the TF2s where they're running the transmission where they can switch as the servo hooked up to it. That's why I'm sure if anybody was running that. Looks pretty slick. Hard to break though.
So Tony, it's taking too long, so I'm gonna take the motor off, the whole transmission off.
I figured. I tried to do the same thing not too long ago and I ended up kicking myself for how long it took me. And then I just ended up giving up. So Dave, did you do a dual motor in one of yours?
Yeah, I have the dual motor set up in my mud truck.
In your mud truck?
Yep.
And which dual motor mount did you use?
Level 3.
Level 3? Okay.
Sounds nice.
They're really inexpensive. I was shocked. I was expecting to pay a lot more to get into a dual motor setup than what it ended up costing. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess if I went for like a really good ESC to handle it, it gets expensive there, but I went cheap and got the like $30 quick run for now. See if I liked it. But it has, like we were talking earlier, the drag brake is either on or off. There's no control. And I actually like the original the original ESC that came in this truck. As far as the braking in it, I thought it did well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Low, but it would give enough drag brake where you have it turned down where it would hold you in most circumstances, or make you slowly slide, or slowly. But so this is it's weird to let go of the throttle and have it like endo or that if you're not controlling the throttle, easing in and out of it.
Yeah.
You're gonna install dig. Having to dig is fun. Your transmission is almost ready for it. You just have to get the plastic transmission case from a Wraith, and all your gears are going to fit in it, but then the bottom part of the gears for the Wraith you have to get. And if you get the kit that is called a dig kit, you get most of those bearings and gears.
So,
What does it offer in the dig kit? I've heard of it before.
You can get a dig kit for either tranny.
Okay.
Yeah.
okay, so if you could only have one of your trucks, what would it be?
If I can only have one of my trucks,
Yeah.
either my TF2 or my SCX10. I would say my TF2, I guess. Because it's really different. It's different style of driving all together on the TF2. It's not the same. It's just like I have lots of truck. I got like 26 different trucks, but they're all different, and I like them all because they're all different. If I want to bash, if I want to have fun, if I want to do whatever, I take out my Slash or my Stampede. From my Slash to my Stampede, they're both pretty close to the same truck, but there is a difference between them. So it's really cool. It's really neat.
Did you say 26 trucks? Did I catch that in there?
Down you one. I got about 26 of them.
Yeah, you're recording this, right? Your wife might watch it later?
No, she doesn't. I was talking too loud, I guess. She came down and closed the door. Good thing she didn't give me a big pair of eyes. Or a small pair of eyes.
For the record, I have one truck and it's worth $100.
When you started with it, or still?
No, still.
What would your truck be, Tony?
My truck? Right now, probably the X-Max. That thing is it's quite an awesome machine. It brings a lot of fun. So yeah, that'd probably be the one. After you feel the power of it, and then you move back to the other trucks, you're just kind of like, eh. I know they're all toys, but I feel a lot more like
They're
toys.
highly sophisticated pieces of machinery.
Yeah.
Not necessarily toys. It says that in the packaging. Warning, these are not toys.
Right. But yeah, probably. I mean, right now you go through phases, but right now that's killer. Other than that, it'd be the SCX10. I just dig that Jeep. Stock, I loved it. Other than the plastic links, I could have been happy with it if it just kept driving. But you know, I messed something else, up with the original motor. ESC, wasn't sure which one, so I just decided to swap it all out. But yeah, I mean that's about all I've done to it is links and the motor setup. So and moving the battery, but yeah, I'm still running the original shock oil and springs and.
Yeah, I still have the original shock in this thing.
Yeah. Original tires, rims, bumpers. Yeah, I haven't done much to it. But I dig it. I bought it because I like the look of it the way it was. So, if I could own a truck in real life, it'd be a white Jeep with a black top and black rims. And so, when I saw it on the shelf, I was like, if I'm going to do a scale truck, that's what I'm going to get. So, that wasn't a Defender, which would be, I'd love to get one of those, but this just seemed more capable. So,
I would probably choose my crawler, which technically used to be a Red Cat Ever 16, but no longer. It is, but it isn't. Just the amount of stuff that I've done to it, there's not really much stock anymore.
What about you, Dave? I've seen yours. You got some sick looking stuff.
I'd probably have to say my Summit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The Summit is a fun truck.
yeah, it is. Yeah, at the end of the day, it can do almost everything, pretty much.
Yeah. Now that has the suspension in it, kind of like the Revos do. Is that correct? Where it's like the inner.
Yep.
Yep.
I'd
Yep.
love-
The
yeah.
Summit is basically almost like a Revo. It's everything.
Mhm.
Take most parts of the Revo, it fits in the Summit.
It's a lot bigger.
Just, yeah, the transmission I think is the same. There's a bunch of different stuff that are the same. It's just different speed, and it doesn't have the 2-speed, and it does not have the locking diffs
Mm.
for the
Also,
Revo, that is.
the Summit's center of gravity is also a lot lower.
Yes, that's because of the. I believe it's the arms. You just change the arms, and you can actually make it a little taller.
Yep. Yeah, I think the biggest difference are those locking diffs and the 2-speed transmission.
Yeah.
And the Summit comes with brushed motors, but you can change that if you want.
Mine is still stock. Yes, I better put the Loctite on my section. Okay, Dave, what'd you do with my Loctite?
Have you ever had to rebuild that Entergy motor, Francois?
No, if I'm going to have to now. It's the first time it actually blows up. Well, I've had it for close to 2 years, and I run mine in pretty much anything.
Yeah, me too.
A lot of people are dishing it, and people are saying that Entergy is not that good of a brand, but for the price, it's been holding up.
Yeah, mine's been doing good. I have one in my sketch box.
Entergy doesn't make a bad brushed motor.
Okay.
If you're running a lot of water and mud, the Entergy motor is better than the Holmes.
Alright, well, I gotta go. So,
Okay. Talk to you later.
You, Kevin.
Now, don't tell me that. I'm putting the Holmes in mine.
See you later.
see ya.
But the Holmes are so well tuned, and because they're so strong and everything else, they really don't like water.
Well, then I shouldn't put it in there. I should just go to the store and get myself another Entergy then.
Hank likes the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've ran that Entergy in the water since I've had it it's going on 2 years now.
Yeah, but the Entergy, because it doesn't have the same amount of power, because it uses a harder brush, right? So the
Mhm.
brush doesn't wear in the water like the Holmes ones will that use soft brushes.
that's you, but
So in other words, I should keep my Holmes Hobby and keep it in my toy hauler because that one's going to pull. It's not going to go in the dirt. It's not going to go in the water. It's just going to be I need a strong motor pull and steady.
not on.
Yeah, that would be better use for it.
Okay.
I do a little bit of playing in the water with my trucks, and I
Just
found
a bit.
using the cheap RC four-wheel drive motors lasts the most.
Yeah. The cheaper motors are better for the water.
Okay.
How about this HPI 35 turn?
Perfect.
Bank, you've seen the videos of my TF2. It's more of a
Yeah.
submarine than a trail truck.
Yeah.
Not a bad way to run them.
Oh yeah, just chasing
Can you guys
fishes.
hear us?
Yeah, more runs.
The Holmes motors do me very well because I hate the water.
Who hates
All right, so
the
Who
water?
wants to actually talk about the classic cars, though?
Classic? You mean Tamiya?
Tamiya, yes. Okay, I still have, let's see, the Lunchbox, the Midnight Pumpkin, the Blackfoot, the
Blackfoots.
or sorry, plenty of Blackfoots. This is Walt's dad actually now talking. The guy that actually owns the
Clubbuster.
RC10, the Cloudbusters, all the cars, the vintage cars.
Nice.
Do you have the originals or the re-release?
No, the originals. I do have a couple. I have one, actually, the Lunchbox, that's actually a re-release, which was nice because it worked well with my classic original one, so I was able to save the parts, and I was able to actually keep everything still original, but not the body.
Okay.
Actually, the re-releases are actually a better kit than the originals.
Sometimes they are. Not always, though.
Mm,
Because when you want to actually...
the plastics and stuff, right? Plastics
Well,
are
no,
all in.
not about that. Some people actually want to still have the same box, what it came in from like 1984, 1986.
yeah, those are the hardcore collectors.
Yes.
Yeah,
I mean,
but-
I have updated a little bit, but not like gone fully brushless. And keeping it with a classic, you know, some cars do not exactly work with brushless.
Oh, I can guarantee, yeah.
Yeah. Well, the way the pinion and the gears are set up, I mean, you have seen plenty of my bigger Cloudbusters. You know, they're notorious for you know, off-roading, still doing the rock crawling, what people are actually more or less getting into now. But I wanted to go with more of a truer design and more of somewhat of a lesser, but still be able to still competitively actually be out there today without going with a let's see a brushless that would tear everything up.
Yeah, but today's car are faster and better because of the suspension, because of how they can handle compared to the old Tamiya, the old classic. It's fun to have a classic, but the newer cars and models that they make nowadays are way better to give you a better suspension and a better ride.
Yeah, especially like the ride heights and the way the cars actually ride. I mean, I still have plenty of, let's see, 4 gas ones that are like as old as my kids.
Yeah.
and I mean they still run like crazy fast, and it's not like an old chainsaw. You're still able to actually update it and do different versions, you know, and to travel. They're selling shocks out there for old classic Clodbusters that are notorious.
Okay.
So when you go up, you don't necessarily. You still have to actually go after a newer style shock, but the ride and I mean it's fun to actually still play around when you pick up a kit, redo it, paint it yourself. You know, all proud of. Remember when you're Christmas morning trying to build a car, and it's all put together. You're trying to actually go out there in snow, trying to actually more or less have fun with it, and you bust it. You don't have the parts to actually do it. I still have all the traditional parts from back and when I was a kid.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, people keep telling me to open up my own shop. I'm like, no, this is a hobby.
Yeah.
If you start getting into the, you know, selling and putting stuff together, then you have people that, you know, back and forth that they can't pay and all, you know, you never know.
Yep.
Well, Walt wanted to actually get on here and talk about his truck a little bit, though, too.
No, we don't want to hear about Walt.
Guys, don't be too harsh. I mean, he does have a classic.
No, no.
Hey.
It's not exactly
Custom classic.
right, but if anybody's actually interested in any of or talking about any of them, they can definitely hit me up as far as, you know, give me a call. You can have my cell phone number about any older vintage cars. And, you know, when you go to the flea markets, it's fun to actually go there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's a guy that's actually trying to sell me a Lunchbox, a Hornet, and he's got a couple trucks. And I don't know. I don't know if I want to start getting the old cars. I already got one that I barely use, which is an RC10. It's a buggy, and I'm not sure about starting this collecting of old classic cars.
What do you got to lose, Tank? You already got 26 cars.
I got 33. From gas to electric to newer and older ones. I do have a couple of newer drifter cars.
Really?
Now, they were actually interested. I'm actually, my next adventure is going to be the Smokey and the Bandit, Tamiya Super Hauler. Or, sorry, not the Super Hauler. It was the King Hauler.
The King Hauler, yeah.
Yes, I'm going to do that as far as the Snowman.
Yeah.
And then drifter car that I have, I'm going to convert that more into the 77 Pontiac Trans Am.
Sweet.
To actually run in front of it.
HPI has a nice body for the Trans Am.
Yep.
Well, not a newer style. I think I'm actually going to go with the old classic style.
Yeah, the old classic Smokey and the Bandit, the HPI has it.
Yep.
They do have it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was actually thinking of building one. The one I'm looking for is the Dukes of Hazzard. That one's a little tougher.
Nice. Well, I really wouldn't want to do the Dukes of Hazzard around my area because there might be a little bit of controversy, and like just because they never cleared that up.
Yeah.
You know, as far as the TV series. But it would definitely classic car to actually do though.
Yeah. Me being in Canada, I have no problem doing the Dukes of Hazzard.
Well, my area, it's kind of like cool. It's kind of good. We're able to actually go off-roading and on-roading. But
Okay.
if I put the cars actually in the parades and stuff, somebody might get offended. So I would not want to bring that extra car out. I did actually a Herbie though,
Herbie,
under
yeah.
a Monster Beetle.
Yeah.
That came out exceptionally well.
He has a video on it.
I do actually have a video of it, and it was a classic design of the Monster Beetle.
Okay.
I don't believe I actually put it out there on YouTube or not.
You did put it on YouTube, but
Was
you
it?
didn't put it on Google Plus.
Okay, I haven't put it on Google Plus yet.
Yeah, you haven't been really on Google Plus yet.
Yeah, I'm still trying to catch up with technology. Still.
Yeah, that's okay, because I just went on a Google Plus this year. I mean, last year. Been a whole
Here,
year now.
let me share my screen real quick, and I'll share with everybody. This is the lunchbox, the one he wants to get rid of.
Okay, that's.
And then there's a Monster Beetle.
They do look a little. The body for the Monster Beetle
I
is
don't
definitely
think that's the
remade.
Yeah, that's a remade one. I don't think that's the original. But this
that's
lunchbox probably is.
The lunchbox. I did a classic one, and it was for my daughter, but she wasn't totally interested in it. That's why we went after the blue one.
And this is another one he's got. That's a duo something. I can't remember what it is. And then there's a Hornet.
Yeah, that's definitely a Hornet. Classic design right there. The other one, I believe that might be an HPI, a Savage Electric. That one right there.
You think?
It.
He called it. Don't know if I can. New rails from Randy. Is that for your truck, Randy?
Yeah, just making frame rails for the Stomper.
For the Stomper, okay. So, let me see if I can't find.
Well, here go. Are they able to see everything right now?
I'm pretty sure. Are you guys able to see us?
Just a second. I just want to find the name of that truck there.
Okay.
He's saying it's a Tamiya Double Blaze. He calls it a Tamiya Double Blaze.
Huh. I'm not familiar with that car.
But if you want to share your screen, you have to hover with your mouse if you're using a PC and go to your menu. There's a menu on top. It's a little green icon. It says share screen, and you can actually share your screen.
He's working under a tablet right now.
I'm not sure it works on the tablet to share a screen.
Can you send a link?
Yeah, a link or your camera. That's the only thing you can do.
Yeah, let me check that. Yeah, he's trying to work under it now. I mean, some of the classics are actually cool to actually still do, but not exactly all of them.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm going to be going after like another King Hauler.
Yeah, that's one thing I want to get is a King Hauler.
I mean, they have a couple of actually king haulers that are rock crawlers. People do them up pretty sharp and everything, but
No, I want to stay. I want a truck, and I want to buy a trailer, and I want to get a rig.
Yeah, same here. That's what I'm actually more or less interested in, and you know, eventually, because yes, we do play with these cars. They're not just like for show or
Don't leave them on the shelf.
to play around, and we do bang them up, rebuild them over again and over again,
That's good.
and still try to keep up with everything. You know, it starts to get a little bit overwhelming when people are like, "Oh, well, can I take this truck out?" Well, hold on, we have to reprogram it
Okay.
because we updated new servos. You know, took it out weeks prior. And yeah, I mean it's actually it's definitely an interesting hobby.
Yep.
And it's always going to be a hobby though. Then we have a couple 1/5 scale cars that are gas power with the 33 motors.
Okay.
Or 30 motors. They're always fun to actually take out.
Yeah, there's a guy that wanted to trade when we wanted. He wanted a crawler or he wanted something else. But I got a bunch of them. I might trade, but I'm there. Where the heck am I going to run this beast? It's huge and it makes a lot of noise. People are going to start complaining. I got to go somewhere in the field somewhere. So I just decided, no, thanks. I don't know where to run it. So.
Mostly like your BMX tracks.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. I mean, some people actually get into the stuff pretty hard as far as racing. I mean, I picked up 2 of them for me. My younger son, Nathan, he lives with me, so
okay.
He has full ability all these cars.
Well, there's a local track close to my house. Well, it's about 3/4 of an hour drive, and they do the 1/5 oval track, and they put the big square body on it, kind of with the fins.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of cool.
You talking about the Outlaws?
I don't know if it's called an outlaw, but it's the oval track, and they look like they really put a square box on top of it with a fin to stop them from flipping.
Dirt oval, yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely the World of Outlaw.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a track like that close to my house. It's kind of cool to go see them, but everybody I talk to, it says it gets really expensive, especially those 1/5 to actually do what they want to do. But something else. There's a lot of different things in our system.
2-stroke is definitely more intensive than the Nitro.
Yeah.
But they're a lot bigger, and it's kind of like a cliche because the bigger the car, it's as long as it doesn't have enough power over exceeding itself.
Yep.
It runs actually smooth. You're able to control it a lot more. You're seeing a lot more of the visual of the tire turning, stuff back and forth. When you have like a 1/8 scale buggy that's got a 46 motor in it, it's more out of control than anything. Where you're hitting speeds to like 60 miles an hour,
okay,
faster, and you're not realizing it, and like, whoa, holy crap!
Mm-hmm.
It was nice talking with you guys. I got to get out of here and get something to eat.
All right, Dave.
All right.
Thanks for dropping by, Dave.
All right now.
That's a late supper.
and then we still have the electric ones that I don't know if you guys had actually seen the YouTube version. I put out a 1/8 scale Mad Force, or no, Mad Drift against original Gold Pan.
Okay. Tell Walt to put it on the Brotherhood of Tiny Trucks, and I'll have a look at it.
Okay.
Video.
I'll make sure to do it, or at least a link to it.
It was definitely pretty funny. The car actually did really well.
Good.
Considering it was an 84 car, and it had a brush motor in it, ballistic, 27 turn actual motor in the back end.
Okay.
Especially that one time when I almost hit you in the head.
Yeah. Jumping with the cars.
I wish we would have had that on video. That would have been funny.
Actually, I do have it on video.
Do you?
Yes, I do.
Not one time when it was just me and you, and you were ramping off the ramps and stuff.
No.
No, you did not have it on video.
Yeah.
It was funny. You just kept going, and then all of a sudden you jumped right out of
But
it.
yeah, these cars actually do get more modern technology in them as we still keep going on, but not too crazy with the different motors as far as like a brushless and Gold Pans and
Yeah.
yeah. Which I still have original RC10 carpet racer.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
And the kids can't figure that out. They're like, "You gotta be kidding! How is that car a little faster than mine?" I'm like, well, the way the design was back then, and being a carpet racer was a total different animal that you had to actually try. Remember the old Womps, the 124 scale cars?
No, I don't.
What the hell are? They were on wooden tracks.
Okay.
And it was just like the Clico older type of cars that were the Matchbox similar ones, but they were a lot bigger. They were 124 scale and the 132 scale. We still have a couple of them guys actually still around this area, out in Pennsylvania area.
All right.
They still have a lot of classic type of cars and still run them today.
Pretty sweet. Trying to get a little bit more ground clearance out of this clutch.
What is that?
What is it, the R3 Sport, something like that, or is the say on here? I don't even remember. I've driven it so few times.
Oh, yeah?
It's an HPI. It's supposed to be able to hit, if you get the gearing on 3S, like 70 miles an hour out of the box. Just switching the gearing. But it can't stay straight long enough, and you also need the smoothest ground ever, because any little crack or bump and it bottoms out and sends it flying. I'm trying to lift it a little bit. I need to go 70. I just want to be able to drive it without it ripping the back fairing off.
Okay.
Set.
Hey, we have power. New motor installed.
That's good. What did you make your fenders out of, Tank?
Ziploc.
Ziploc containers like the Tupperware or the...
Yeah. Ziploc container like a Tupperware, and it turned out very good. They're square and they're perfect size, and I can't remember exactly the size I used though, but I did take pictures, and I believe I did a quick video with it.
And you posted, you just bolted them into the frame?
Yeah, there's one is at the back where it actually holds your bumper, and
Yep.
the other one is using the bolt that holds the cross frame right in the center. So,
Ah, nice.
oh, actually no, it's one is on top the shock, because I put the shock on this side.
Uh-huh.
The shock is holding the top here, and the other one is holding the bottom. And the front is basically the same thing. The bumper near the front is holding, and then the shock is holding on the other side.
Cool. I saw somebody did something like that. They used just the turkey container, whatever the turkey came in.
Oh, yeah?
Same basic plastic container. Cool.
I don't know how much they charge for the one that they sell, but it's nice because it covers the side. It covers everything.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're gonna be getting going. All right.
All right.
I'm gonna let you
Thanks
guys
for
go.
dropping by, and it was nice to meet your dad. Thank you for dropping by. And sorry, Walt, that you couldn't talk or you didn't have much of a chance to talk.
That's all right.
Sounds good. Catch you
All
later.
right, let you guys go. We're gonna send a couple of links with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna post them on YouTube on this video here.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. All right. See you.
Yeah.
So the only thing wrong with mine, because I didn't check before soldering it, my reverse and forward is reversed, but I could reverse it on my thing. But when I do it, the speed is different.
Yeah, so you want to switch the wires then, right?
Yep. So I'm going to go back and unsolder it and switch the wires around.
Oh, you solder your wires on?
Yeah, I did on this one, yeah. Because they were soldered on before, I didn't have the little bullets like I do on this guy. This guy has the little bullets.
Yeah.
But this one, I on the old motor, was actually soldered on, so I did the same thing. I don't think I have any bullets here.
Gotcha.
Stock. That's one thing in this hobby is you have to buy slowly. You have to buy yourself some stuff and slowly build it up. If you try in one shot, it costs you an arm and a leg.
Yeah. I'm slowly getting screws and different types of millimeter and lengths and...
Well, the best thing for screws is get yourself a box. You'll pay 40 or 50 bucks, but like this is from Screw Loose. There's a whole bunch of different companies that make them.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of screws in here, and it lasts you for a long time. So
Now, did you also go through and replace all the screws in it with it? Those are usually stainless, right? So they don't rust. Or do you just?
The one I replaced, these ones are not. They're black button. They're black. They're not the stainless. But I could have bought a stainless back. But no, I don't bother with the stainless. Usually when I sometime come back or clean it, I use a little bit WD-40 and takes the rust off a little bit and it stops them from rusting.
Yeah.
But I usually try to
I know a lot
dry
of
it off pretty quick. Oh, there's a lot of guys. A lot of people were left. What was that, Tony?
I was saying I know a lot of guys that go through
You're really
with stainless ones. It looks like I gotta go charge my. What?
Yeah, there's a lot of guys that change.
I gotta go get my power plug for my computer. I think battery is dying. I think it's gotta be
I'm hearing myself bad from that, and
It just started?
yeah, you might have to log off and come back in or something.
Okay.
And Randy is muted. I didn't even notice everybody left. Now this is going to be a little tougher because my
Yeah, we
mortar
lost
is all.
everybody.
Yeah, everybody left.
I had to make something to eat. Like I said, I just basically got in. So much for my day off today.
So you decided to make new rails for your truck and not build the trailers you have to build?
Oh no, I'm still building trailers.
Okay.
Got too many things on the go.
Mm-hmm.
I've been meaning to get around to building a new frame for the Stomper.
Okay.
Those rails will basically get butchered up because I will be drilling holes in them, and I don't like the way suspension works. I'll be drilling new holes. Yeah, it'll be neat.
So what is wrong with the one that comes with the Stomper? Isn't it the same one that comes with the trail finder?
No, it's different.
It is different?
Yeah, I can send a picture over that has a good let's see, view of the front of the rail. The problem on the Stomper is actually the front.
Okay.
You have a TF2.
Yeah, I have a TF2.
There's another picture for you. Like the front is more or less like a loop. Picture of the truck itself. When you get a chance of looking at the picture, you see the front frame just loops
Okay, let
around.
me finish soldering. I'll finish soldering and I'll have a look in a bit.
I think I just bought myself quite a bit more ground clearance.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, enough that I should be able to drive it in my driveway. The only other problem is that it kicks up pebbles, so I need to build a fender system inside of this. What HPI needs to do is they need to create a plastic piece that'll drop down on the inside here to keep the stones pretty much the whole way across, I would think. Keep them out of the steering, because the bell crank system in here sits so low that the smallest pebble that gets thrown up by the tires that hits the body and lands right in this tray here,
Mm-hmm.
it locks up your steering. So you're going, they build them to go, 50, 70 miles an hour out of the box. But you're going that fast and you lose your steering, you're in a lot of trouble. You're in a world of hurt.
I guess.
So it's amazing. I even went used a leaf blower to try and clear the area, and I still was getting stuff that you couldn't see.
Yeah.
Popping up in there. Even if I take it up to the local course, there's just little debris that every once in a while really causes your heart to stop.
Oh, that one is dry shaft, right?
Yeah. Yep. But it's completely sealed, so the drive shaft's not worry. It's got a casing that runs all the whole way over it, and then on the bottom is where you access it.
So Randy, is this the TF2 chassis or the Stomper?
That's off the Stomper.
And what's the difference between the TF2 and the Stomper if I look at this picture?
The TF2 at the front's got a more flattened out rail.
Right.
TF2 is just it goes up and goes flat, comes back down. The Stomper goes round, and it's a pain in the ass to find bumpers to fit in.
Wow, that's a cool shot.
Yeah, trail truck with 5 inches of flex.
And what bumper, what shocks are you using? How long are shocks?
Actually, it's 100 millimeter.
100?
I got the old man ones in the front. I got the hot racings in the back.
Okay.
But that truck's used mainly for rock crawling.
So you still have to build some shock towers on this.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna build shock towers for it and everything.
Look at some of the material I found.
Yeah, he showed me those. Making nice little sand rails.
Yeah. Hey Tony,
Oh, nice.
gonna make some sand rails with this and trailers.
Yeah, that's awesome. Where'd you find the materials?
That's from my house, my work. They're called rack rails. So they're called rack plates. They to go into an AV rack.
Yeah.
Provide equipment or to ventilation.
Yep. So if you have multiple things in a rack, you have that as a spacer.
Yep.
Yep. Nice. Great repurposing.
If you look hard enough, you can find all kind of cool little items.
Nice horse body on it.
Yeah, it's a really cool car. I wanted to get into a couple guys that can finally a speed car. You'll get hooked into the speed run game, but I got bit and I got so frustrated the first time I took it out that I put it back on the shelf. And then I took it out one more time in my driveway just to see if maybe there was something weird going on. Same thing, but worse. I just hit some little parts of this cement where it stepped up, and it just would. It was tearing up. I ripped off this bottom. They got this extra black fairing on the bottom and the back.
Yeah.
But it's cool. I mean, it's got like the shark. It's totally modeled after the actual race car, all the decals and everything. So I dug it. I love the gray with the camo, black and white gray camo. I thought it was super slick looking, and I was looking at drift cars, and that's what I really wanted to get. But this was, I could put drift tires on this and do the whole drifting thing with it. But it also said that, it can do with 3S 70 miles an hour. All I have to do is swap out 2 gears, and so I thought, they've been saying get in the speed game, but so I bought drift tires for it. I still just need the clearance for this body, so that it just doesn't rip up on everything, every little thing that it catches. So I have yet to put the drift tires on it, but I think also I'm going to put it veers to the left really hard as it builds up speed. Even if you're kind of gentle on the throttle, as it gets going, it just starts curving. Even if you've set it straight and true. And I think maybe because I was using a 3S LiPo battery, and it's a brick of a battery, and I think what I need is to use like an airplane size 3S, the much smaller 3S batteries. And I have some of those. I just needed to get an adapter because this was on a Dean's and all my stuff's on Traxxas. But I just switched this over to Traxxas so I can actually run that now. So I'm going to try that 3S for my plane. in it and see how it does with a much lighter battery.
Something you might think about is the motor you have in it.
Uh-huh.
Is it spinning and torquing over the same way the car's turning?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have torque steer.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. That's what everyone's saying, is that the torque steering is real bad. So I'm hoping that even if I can get it just a little bit less. I mean, it was pulling really hard, and any type of correction at that speed is.
Well, you have adjustable coilovers in it?
The what?
On the shocks, are they adjustable coilovers?
Yes.
Okay, the inside ones where you're turning to, like if you're turning to the right,
Lift
and the
them.
shocks on the right, tighten them up a bit.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good idea. It's on the left, so I'll go in and do that. I tightened all of it in general just to help with the ride height.
Because remember, the faster it goes, it's going to get more down pressure from the air going over the body.
Right.
Downforce too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Good advice. So I will stiffen those up more than the other side, and then I'll just keep playing with it. My little super cheap build I got off of YouTube is actually more fun to drive than this one. You know, this one was expensive, but the out of the gun, just getting this Vitero one, I bought for like $25 on Facebook, and then I already had a brushless motor, Tekin Pro ESC, and receiver. All I had to do was get a new drive shaft.
Okay.
Replace one of the arms here to the steering arms. So basically a whole new steering kit, and then one of the dog bones in the back. So it's actually really inexpensive, and I did it all, like I did aluminum dog bones and aluminum drive shaft instead of the plastic. So upgrading it and everything, I think I had about $100 invested in this.
Okay.
So cheaper than getting it brand new, and most of it's brand new, but it's got some upgrades on it already. So I just need to get a body for it because it runs great. This is the one I was actually now going to make my drifter. I was just going to take these tires off that are on it, which have zero wear on them, and put some drift tires that I have on it, and probably good. It actually even came with some extra spare parts when I got it. So yeah, $25 with spare parts. A couple of upgrades. I think he probably took it out 1 or 2 times and hit a curb, and called it done. So. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. It sat on the Facebook group page for like a week, and I asked him, like, is this still available? And he said, yeah. Plus, I picked up another 3S LiPo from him, 5,000 milliamp, 5,000 mAh for I think $30. Venom.
Okay.
So yeah, I walked out of there $55 with some nice. Nice stuff.
Cool.
And I don't usually, too often I haven't bought used because I know how I beat my cars up, and I don't want to buy from myself on accident.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's a problem I find with the guy that's selling all those Tamiyas. I don't know the condition of, well, I haven't seen them. I'm not going to say yes unless I see them, but I mean, the bearings, what are the condition of the bearings or the gears or how he says they all run, so that means he's been running them. Like, it's scary when you buy used RCs.
Yeah, well, you remember my Yeti. I got rid of that. But I would have felt bad, so I went in and I fixed the whole thing up before I traded it or sold it. I was going to sell it, but I ended up trading it. So,
okay.
But I went in, switched out the differentials with new ones, and I knew that I just tore it up.
What did you trade that for again? I can't remember.
The Sawback, the G-Mate Sawback.
Oh yes, yes, yes.
But it was like it had that low C motor and Tekin Pro system in it, so it had a decent motor system in it. So I thought it was a pretty fair trade, cost-wise, and it's what I wanted as far as something slow for my son to drive. So.
Still drives it?
Yep.
Good.
Just ripped all the lighting stuff out of it that I put in. Tore up all the, so now I have to do some soldering of wires and all that. Yeah. The body's magnets, and he picked it up by the body after it fell and ripped them out. So yeah, not a big deal. Just a little soldering and the lights will work again. But yeah, he drives it. I drive it. I like the look of it. Just can't do anything like a real trail course. It's just for going around and having fun on very simple stuff.
Cool.
What are you looking at?
Looking at my messages. See if there's anybody that asks any questions or whatever. Quiet night tonight. Think we're gonna have a storm.
I got a little toy given to me.
Ooh, that's a small one.
Welded up a bumper for one of those guys. He said, "Hey, I got a chassis for you."
That's cool. Is that a Vitera?
No, I don't know what it is. Said it, and I forgot. But it just needs motor and electronics. It'll work.
Cool.
Something for my kid to play with. He'll have fun with it. Smash into a curb. I know something you would like to see, though. Tank probably knows what I'm pulling up.
I have no clue.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome.
I still got to make a video of it.
I saw part of this where you redid the suspension. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big truck.
It's like the trophy truck suspension.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's actually Yeti XL upper and lower arms
Uh-huh.
with a Wraith axle. And the front's all Wraith.
Cool.
And yeah, tank it steers fine again.
Fix the servo. You put a new servo on, or did you
Oh,
just fix it?
I got the JR servo in it, 400 ounce.
Okay.
So it's a little bit better than the high tech.
Cool.
Can you hold that up again? The bottom. So those are longer rear links?
Yeah. The front is set up as a Wraith. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's Wraith setup. Those bottom arms are 8 inches long. The uppers are 7.
Yeah, that's sick.
And how long is shocks are you running on that?
G-Made piggybacks on the rear.
Okay. And how long are they?
100 millimeter.
Oh, yeah?
They're angled though.
Hmm.
Same way you angle them on a Yeti.
Yeah, yeah.
I still need to make sway bar for it. Good idea. Because this thing sits, when it's hitting good bumps, it just sits there, goes right in. You can see how they're angled out.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the one I've been jumping. And trail trucks just shouldn't jump.
My buddy jumps
Yeah,
in.
when we finished our ride there, I got a shot of him hitting a curb and actually flying and jumping with it, which I have on my phone. I got to do a quick video of it. I got too much.
Call me again.
What time is it there?
For me,
Here
11:30.
11:25.
It's the same.
Yeah, I work for 2 companies. I work for a steel company that I drive for, but I work for a staging and lighting company. So,
They want you to rig something.
well, it'll be either rig it or pick up a show or drop off a show. But I'm over my hours from this week, so they know I can't drive.
Yeah.
Henceforth, I will ignore their call.
Good job. Good job.
Somebody forgot.
Oh, no, if I don't call back right away, they'll just call someone else.
Yeah.
Unless they get really, really desperate, then they'll just ring my phone nonstop.
Huh.
Cool. So I'm going to stop the broadcast. Thanks for joining, guys, and we'll see you on the next RC Talk. I try to do this every 2 to 3 weeks, sometime a month. But I'm trying to do when I hear people that they want to start doing one or making one or chit chat, then I create one. So if ever you guys want to chit chat and talk about RC, give me a buzz and we'll set it up. Thanks for
Well, I'm
joining,
hoping,
guys.
yeah, I hope by the time you do the next one, I'll have the computer inside the shop.
Oh yeah,
I'm setting up
cool,
instead of me sitting in my kitchen in a way.
cool.